What's up guys, it's your boy Ricardo, Neiva, otherwise known as Cine, and today we're going to be getting to know your film crew, episode 4, sound department, 50% of the film. Let's hit the intro. La da 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 da. Right, so as I said in the beginning, today we're going to be jumping into the sound department, aka 50% of the movie-going experience according to George Lucas. So just by that statement, you should know how important sound is. And in this video, we will be discussing the various departments within sound, and it's going to be helpful for you if you're interested in a career in sound, or if you just want to expand your knowledge of the different departments within a film crew. Right, so with that being said, there's technically 3 departments within sound: on-set sound, post-production sound, and music. However, we're not going to be discussing the music side of sound, we're just going to be discussing the on-set and post-production. So jumping straight into the on-set department of sound, we have 3 job positions. Right, we have the sound mixer, aka the sound recordist. Now this person is the head of the on-set sound department, and his job is real simple. He is in charge of choosing all the microphones and where those microphones are placed. So if you have like 16 lapels, he'll pick which 16 actors get lapelled. He's in charge of operating the sound device, and therefore it means that he's in charge of the actual recording of the sound on set, as well as sometimes he'll be mixing the audio signals real time to make sure that they're getting the best levels for when it goes on to post-production. So this person's in charge of making sure that any sound that's recorded on set is as clean as possible. So when this film goes into post, all the sound is neatly recorded, properly categorized, and given the best possible treatment on set so that in post-production it's easy as pie. Then we have the boom operator or boom swinger. You know, the notorious person who's got the boom pole and is always like this, trying to get that microphone in places to record. And that person's job involves being in charge of the microphone placement and movement. So they will go onto a set and they will have a chat with the DOP or the camera person, and they will find the best place to place themselves to record the sound. And this usually involves either putting the microphone above the actor, just above the frame line, or below the actor, just below the frame line. That's why they have to have a chat with the DOP or camera person to ensure that their boom doesn't dip into frame. Super important job. Then the final position on on-set sound is the utility sound technician, aka sound assistant, aka cable person. It's a trainee position for sound department, and they will either assist the sound mixer or the boom operator at different times, and it's for them to learn the craft of on-set sound recording. Super important and super crucial position to keep the future filmmakers out there growing and stepping. So that's on-set sound. Now we're gonna move on to everyone's favorite department, post-production, specifically the sound department of post-production. But before we go there, quick reminder, if you're enjoying this video, don't forget to give it a like, and if you're interested in seeing more of the content, check out our other videos, and if you like what you see, hit that subscribe button and consider being part of the Cine community right now, today. Do it. You're awesome. Love your face. Right, then post-production sound, we have quite a few departments. Just like all post-production, this is where everything that's been recorded in production, all the planning and pre-production comes to life as the film is finally put together into the masterpiece that you enjoy. So in post-production sound, we have the sound designer, aka director of audiography. All my sound designer friends, y'all need to start calling yourself directors of audiography. That just sounds so intense. Like, director of audiography, fear me, I sound you. I don't know. But they're the person who's in charge of every aspect of the film's audio. They're gonna be there from pre-production, helping make creative decisions that's gonna elevate the film and the experience in terms of the auditory experience that the audience member is getting there. After the sound designer, we have the sound editor, aka the sound effects editor. Now, this position, depending on the scale of the production, is either gonna mean that this person is specifically focused on the sound effects, or he will also be in charge of the Foley and the dialogue. The primary job of the sound editor or sound effects editor is to assemble and edit all recorded or synthetic sound effects that the production is going to be using. They usually have a large library that they have access to of sound effects, or they can create custom sound effects that they later add on to their library of sound effects for the project. And they're super crucial for making transitions feel more seamless, for adding impact hits that make us feel like we're actually being hit as the actors hit. They're in charge of making a lot of creative feelings through sound effects. Then we have the dialogue editor, which, as the name suggests, is in charge of working with the dialogue. So they'll assemble, sync, and edit all the dialogue by editing the volume, equalizing or EQing for short, adding effects, all to ensure that the dialogue is clean and understandable and transitions smoothly. They'll also replace unusable bits of dialogue by either resyncing and editing other takes, or through automated dialogue replacement, or ADR for short, which is basically the process of getting your actor or actress to come into studio, re-record their lines in sync with their performance, and then that is added in as if it was the original recording. So yeah, the dialogue editor has got a lot of work to do because he's got people's voices, and that's real difficult in my personal opinion of doing the very bare minimum sound design I've ever done in my existence. Then we have the Foley Artist, the one that we see on YouTube having all the fun, making all the weird sounds. And what the Foley Artist's job is to do is to recreate and record subtle sound effects that help build the realism of the world. So common ones are like footsteps on snow and different textures. They'll do that in studio and then add that to the film in post to help build the realism of the world. Another job of the Foley Artist is to record special Foley that couldn't be recorded on set because they had to use a different type of prop that might not create the sound that we associate with that material. So for example, if a sword is swinging and they're using plastic, it sounds very different to a metal sword being swung through the air. A great example of this is the Foley Artist for Star Wars. Obviously, in Star Wars, they didn't have real lightsabers that went whoop, 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 whoop. So the Foley Artist had to find a way of recreating something that would sound like a lightsaber, and they would then interact with that object in studio to recreate the Foley for a lightsaber swinging. Then the final job within the post-production sound department is the ReRecording Mixer. Their job is to take the Foley Artist soundtrack, the sound effects editor soundtrack, the dialogue editor soundtrack, and music, and compile that into one seamless soundtrack. This is either done by the sound designer themselves sometimes, or under the supervision of the sound designer. So yes, that is the sound department. Hopefully you've learned a little bit more of the sound department and you've got a little bit more clarity in terms of what department you would like to pursue within sound if you were interested in sound, or hopefully you've just expanded your film crew knowledge, in which case, good job. And if that is the case, feel free to check out our other Get to Know Your Film crews. We've done producers, Dit versus Data Wrangler, as well as camera department. So check those out. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, again, I implore you to give it a like. If you want to check out more of the content, feel free to do so. And if you like it, feel free to like, share, subscribe. You know, all that funky, funny stuff. And join the Cine community by hitting that subscribe button right now. It takes 5 seconds. I'll count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You've subscribed? Oh, welcome to the family. Anyway, I hope you're having a fantastic day. I hope you're gonna have a fantastic day, or I hope you've had a fantastic day, depending on what time you're watching this. I love your faces. Goodbye.